Hey, good morning. Monday, August 23rd, 2021, episode 290, dealing with Baseball Hall of Famers. What were their accomplishments, achievements? I'm doing a top 50 list. Sometimes it extends to 54 entries. I've been doing highest batting average, highest runs batted in, highest runs scored, highest total bases, home runs, doubles, triples. I'm curious to see who got the highest number in their category. For example, who had the highest batting average in one season? And then I count down the 50 greatest batting averages posted. Same thing with runs batted in. Who had the highest runs batted in one season? Then I count down the next 50 greatest totals posted. This episode, I'm going to deal with who got the most base hits in one season. And I'm going to count down 54 greatest postings for a season. Let's get started. Now, these are all Hall of Fame players, no present day players, and no players who took steroids because their stats are questionable. Who had the highest total of hits in one season? And he's in the Hall of Fame. George Sisler, 257, 1920. Next, Bill Terry, 254, 1930. Number 3, Al Simmons, 253 hits, 1925. 4, Roger Hornsby, 250, 1922. 5, Chuck Klein, 250, 1930. 6, Ty Cobb, 248, 1911 season. 7, George Sisler, 246 hits, 1922. So in 1920, he had 257. Then 2 years later, he gets 246 more. Boy, he was a good hitter. That's 2 entries for Sisler. 8, Henny Manouche, 241 hits, 1928. 9, Wade Boggs, new school player. Those after 1950. 240 hits, 1985. What a year. 10, Jesse Burkett, 240, 1896. 11, Rod Carew, 239 hits, 1977. New school player. 12, Willie Keeler, 239, 1897. 13, Ed Delante, 238, 1899. 14, Hugh Duffy, 237, 1894. 15, Harry Heilmann, 237, 1921. 16, Joe Medwick, 237, 1937. 17, Paul Wainer, 237, 1927. 18, Roger Hornsby, 235, 1921. That's 2 entries for Hornsby. 2 entries in the top 54. 19, Kirby Puckett, 234, 1988. 20, Lloyd Wainer, 234, 1929. 21, Earl Averill, 232, 1936. 22, Nap Lajoie, 232, 1901. 23, Early Combs, 231, 1927. 24, Fred Lindstrom, 231, 1928. And 25, Fred Lundstrom again, 231, 1930. 2 entries for Fred. 26 on the list, Stan Musial, 230, 1948. 27, Roger Hornsby, 229, 1929. This is the 3rd entry for Roger Hornsby. Got to consider him one of the greatest hitters of all time. 28, Kiki Kyler, 228, 1930. 29, Stan Musial, 228, 1941. 2 for Stan. 30, Jim Botany, 227, 1925. 31, Charlie Gehringer, 227, 1936. 32, Billy Herman, 227, 1935. 33, Roger Hornsby, 227, 1924. This is the 4th entry for Roger Hornsby. 34 on the list, Nap Lajoie, 227, 1910. That makes 2 for Nap. 35, Sam Rice, 227, 1925. 36, Jesse Burkett, 226, 1901. That makes 2 for Jesse. 37, Ty Cobb, 226, 1912. That makes 2 for Cobb. 38, Chuck Klein, 226, 1932. That makes 2 for Klein. 39 on the list, Bill Terry, 226, 1929. 2 for Terry. 40, Jesse Burkett, 225, 1895. This is the 3rd time for Burkett. 41, Ty Cobb, 225, 1917. 3 for Cobb. 42, Billy Hamilton, 225, 1894. 43, Harry Heilman, 225, 1930. 2 for Harry. 44, Paul Molitor, New School, 225, 1996. 45, Bill Terry, 225, 1932. 3 for Terry. 46, Eddie Collins, 224, 1920. 47, Joe Medwick. This will be 2 for Medwick, 224, 1935. 48, George Sisler, 224, 1925. 3 for Sisler. 49, Henry Aaron, 223, 1959. 50, Freddie Frisch, 223, 1923. 51, Chuck Klein, 223, 1936. 3 for Klein. 52, Kirby Puckett, 223, 1986. 2 for Puckett. 53, Lloyd Wainer, 223, 1927. 2 for Wainer. And 54, Paul Wainer, 223. I had to cut it off there. 1928. 2 for Paul Wainer. What do you think of this list? The top 54 highest total number of base hits in order. Starting with George Sisler, 257. You got Roger Hornsby, 4 entries. Ty Cobb, 3. George Sisler, 3. Chuck Klein, 3. Jesse Burkett, 3. entries. Then 2 entries for Fred Lindstrom, Stan Musial, Nap Lajoie, Jesse, let's see, Joe Medwick, and Kirby Puckett, and Lloyd Wayner. What do you think of that list? Are these the greatest hitters of all time? If you can get over 200 hits a season, you're good. Some of these guys, 257 for Sisler, Bill Terry, 254, Al Simmons, 253, Roger Hornsby, 250, and Chuck Klein, 250. They play it. Back then, these old schoolers played 154 games. And they got 250 hits. Now the new schoolers, they play 162 games. And how many new schoolers we got on here? Rod Carew, Kirby Puckett, Henry Aaron. That's all I found. Guys after 1950. So what's going on? The old schoolers know how to hit? New schoolers know how to hit too. Okay. All right, that takes care of that list. Our next episode, we'll deal with base on balls, walks. Who got the most? I think it's a significant stat. We'll cover it next. Thanks for watching. I'm out.